If you purchase the Panasonic S5, it's probably because you want full frame 6K raw video. Now, something to keep in mind is that a raw still photo is treated differently as a raw video photo in the cinematography world. That is, in the cinematography world, if you shoot at a camera's base ISO, let's say ISO 400, the ISO is actually just metadata around that native point. So if you shoot at ISO 400 and you're about to peak the whites and then go to ISO 800, the actual raw data stays the same. That ISO is just a piece of metadata telling the camera or the application how the image should look. Whereas ISO in a still camera is a little bit different. If you shoot at ISO 400, that's it. It is permanently set to ISO 400. You cannot change that in post to 200 or 800. And if you did, it would actually change the clipping point itself. It's not just a piece of metadata like it is in the cinematography world. Now, this is just simply two approaches, but it is something to keep in mind when you're doing your filming. So why the very smooth looking cropped in image right now? So I wanted to show both the smoothness and high frame rate, but low resolution, 4.1K 60 frames per second, but then also the higher resolution, lower frame rate, 6K 30 frames per second. So what I did is create an 8K 60 frames per second timeline so they could both fit in that larger resolution and lower and higher frame rate.